What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Shep's Garage video. And today, yes, the title of this video is not clickbait. We indeed did trade our Audi e-tron GT for an Audi A3. And today, I'm literally going to explain everything about why we made this decision. This is not a loaner car. No, we indeed did sell our Audi e-tron GT for this car. And I'm going to explain everything about why we made this decision. But first, if you're new to the channel, this is the first time seeing my face on your screen, don't forget to please click that subscribe button down below in the description for more awesome car content like this. Mainly this channel has been focused on my Mark 8 GTI, which you guys love. More modifications coming very soon with this car, including the next video you guys are going to see is the new wheels I'm putting on this car. My appointment's this week. I can't wait to share with you guys the new wheels I got for this car. But if you want Mark 8 GTI content or other car content as well, this is your place to be. So if you're new, subscribe for more awesome car content like this. Anyways, back to the e-tron GT dilemma. So I hinted at basically my 1 year update that we were highly considering getting rid of this car because of the range. And yes, that is part of the reason why we are getting rid of it. That is the range issue on this car. Audi says that this car gets 238 miles of range, which I absolutely do believe that in warmer climates. I can definitely see that this car will get 238 miles of range. I've seen people get over that. However, here in Massachusetts, it's difficult to own an electric car without something called a heat pump. This car does not have a heat pump. I have no idea why it doesn't. Audi says that this car doesn't have a heat pump. I don't know if it's because that this car was built, this was a COVID car where it was during COVID where parts were shortages and everything, and this car just didn't get one put in, or this car doesn't have it, period. So part of the reason why this car gets the horrible range of the numbers we're getting is it doesn't have a heat pump. Now, maximum, we have been getting 150 miles out of this car during the summertime, and during the winter time it's like 100. This is at 80% charge, and we took it to Audi twice already, and they say that this is normal. They did a battery check, they said it's normal, and at this point, like, for the price of this car, this is a well over $100,000 car we're talking about here. Those numbers are just atrocious, and Audi doesn't really want to do anything about it. They say it's normal. They don't want to pursue the warranty on the battery or anything, which is kind of frustrating, to be honest. And that sucks because we really enjoyed our past year owning this car. It's beautiful. Probably one of the best looking Audis to ever come out of the factory, and that's a bold statement because I do think that the first generation R8s and the 2013-14 Audi RS7s, and probably, what's another beautiful Audi, the 2008 RS4, those are some beautiful Audis, but this probably tops all of them as one of the best looking Audis ever made. Now, I definitely see other people that own this car in warmer climates, Florida, California, Las Vegas, them getting close to 300 miles or over 300 miles on this car, and definitely in Europe too. And I suspect it's because those cars either have heat pumps or exposed to warmer climate longer. Here in Massachusetts, it snows for half the year, it's cold, it's disgusting, and you need a car with a heat pump. A heat pump basically takes the heat and the air conditioning inside, and instead of taking it directly from the battery, it takes it from that piece of technology, so it doesn't use as much range, and you actually gain range when you have a heat pump and have the air conditioning on. That's part of the reason of why we are getting rid of this car, is the range on this car. If we can get it above 200 miles, great, but it's been long past winter. It's currently July, 80 degrees here, and the range still hasn't came back, and Audi won't do anything about it, which is frustrating. So that's why we sort of gave up and gave in on an A3. But there's a second part to this as well. You may be asking, why an A3? Why don't you get an A4, an A5, or an A6, or an A7? That's definitely a more of a comfortable transition coming from an e-tron GT, which, yes, I agree. We are definitely going to be losing a lot of the nice interior quality and features going to an A3, but there's a second part to this as well. See, something you may not know about me is I have a brother, and he is also driving too. He just got his license a couple months ago, and he needs a car to drive. And you see, where we currently live in Massachusetts, you cannot park on the street. If we did, we currently own 4 cars. It's kind of ridiculous, and I usually don't like to be proud of that, but we own 4 cars. And if we were to add a 5th car, we wouldn't be able to park it in our driveway. For whatever reason, Massachusetts only the town we live in Massachusetts does not allow overnight street parking. I have no idea why. Even on a dead-end street, you cannot park on the street overnight. It's kind of ridiculous, which means that all the cars you own have to fit in your driveway, and we could barely get 4 cars in our driveway, and we still kind of struggle at that point. This did mean that we did need to have one of our cars available for my brother to drive. Now, my car, which is here currently right now, I use my car every day, and my schedule does not conflict with his schedule. Long story short, my car's not available for him to drive. Now, the only 2 cars left other than the e-tron GT is my mom's Audi Q8 and my mom's Porsche 911. Now, obviously, my brother just turned 16. He has his license. A 16-year-old driving a Audi Q8, you know, it could be doable, but my mom also uses that car every day as well. And the 911, you know, that's pretty self-explanatory, manual, worth a lot of money, you know, it's not really good to mile that car up every day, which sort of leaves the option with the e-tron GT. And this car, it just doesn't make sense for a brand new driver to drive. It's worth over 100 grand. It's a big car. It has a lot of blind spots. The rear window is basically unusable. So it really only made sense to sell this car for something cheaper for my dad and my brother to share. Now, my dad really doesn't care about cars that much. He really only likes a nice interior. He really likes Audi. He's very familiar with Audi, and he likes a good sound system. And the A3 kind of checks those boxes. It's a nice interior for what the car is, and it has a good sound system, Bang & Olufsen sound system, and it's also at a relatively cheaper value for it really makes sense for my brother, a new driver, and him to share it. My dad's retired. He doesn't really drive. He drives like at most 5 miles a day, so that's why this car hasn't seen more than 5,000 miles currently. And that this car is available all the time, so it makes sense for my brother and my dad to share that car. That's why we made the decision to sell our e-tron GT for an A3. Is it the best upgrade? You know, that's definitely up to you. I see it as in a way that now my brother has something to drive, which is really, really nice. When I got my license, all I want to do is drive, and, you know, this kind of solves that issue. But I know what you're thinking. What's happening with the electric car now? See, now without my dad's e-tron, we are fully gas again, which brings up to my next point, is what's happening with our electric car now. Now, my mom has a 2021 Audi Q8, and we are considering on getting rid of that for an electric car. We just haven't done that yet because the electric car that she wants, the exterior is known to be kind of ugly, and she wants that exterior to grow on her a little bit. And when that happens, she'll upgrade to this electric car. If you know what I'm talking about, you know, but it's an electric car I've been talking about on this channel for quite a while, and it starts with an M and ends with an S. So that's all I'm really going to tell about that car for right now. But that's what's happening with the electric car on this channel. My mom will most likely be getting that eventually once the exterior grows on her a little bit. But for right now, we're all back to gas, baby. Don't have the car yet. We pick it up at the end of this week. But when we do get the car, I'll be sure to make a video of that car versus my GTI, because they're basically the exact same car, except the Audi is an Audi and the VW is a VW, but they use the same platform and same engine. So I'll be sure to make a video of that as soon as I can. But for right now, that is our new Audi A3 to replace our e-tron GT. Kind of a strange upgrade, but the good news is that we actually pocketed money with this, so who can complain about that? But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did, smash that like button, comment down below any other videos you guys want to see with the new car, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.